I am here with Dr. Doge of the V.O.I.D community for visitors of Imma Degen. And I have to say, this is one of the coolest things I've seen as far as content creation. I put out things, but nothing like this. That's why I had to do the video. And just to see that everyone can see the full version of this and how awesome this is, because anytime I try to explain what this is, why this is so cool, it doesn't really do it any justice. So what I'm going to actually do is just minimize myself so that way everyone can see what's going on here, and it is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is one of the most cool experiences that I've ever seen, and as far as trying to explain all of this stuff, how awesome these are and this whole technology of everything. So I'd love to know, first of all, how'd you get into this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really great question, and it's kind of a drastic shift, to be honest. I came from military background, the service side. I was Army for a while, and I got out of that around 2015, diagnosed with cancer and stuff, and I really started doing like crane operating, heavy equipment. That's what I did in the service, and pandemic came around, got laid off, man, started getting into crypto a little bit. Doge, obviously, it was, I'd known about it for a bit beforehand, crypto in general, but never really dived in until Doge. And so, I mean, that kind of kickstarted it. It opened up the gate to like NFTs and everything else. And pretty much I'd started off making one of ones and doing derivatives for Bored Apes and stuff. And I took the first point 0.3 ETH I'd ever made, and I seen the aliens, the voids were minting, and I was like, you know what? Let me mint one. I've never minted anything. I bought a couple of NFTs, off a secondary, but nothing like this. At the time, I had no clue about the 3D, the models, anything like that coming into the metaverse. I had a gaming background, a lot of stuff, but not to this extent. You know what I mean? What people wouldn't really call the metaverse, I guess you would say. And I downloaded Dr. Doge. This was my very first mint ever. The Dr. Doge, right here, this mask. And it had the Doge to the moon on the neck, like right here. And I was like, I'm getting punked right now. It's like, this is somebody punking me, right? Like, this can't be real. And it ended up being like, this is out of 10,000, there's only 84 with the gas mask, right? And let alone, so it was pretty wild to me for that. And then when I found, like, wait a minute, they come with 3D models that I could take and pretty much put anywheres, like, my mind was blown even then. It started off with Somnium Space. And if you're not familiar with Somnium Space, it's another metaverse like this. It's pretty much one of the largest around, next to this or VR chat in terms of real life, like what can be done in a metaverse, right? It's Unity based. It is the only one that's fully open world in the sense of when you log in, like you see how I am here now, right? This right here is simply just a world that I've pretty much created from a blank canvas. And, I can go to any other worlds that I want to, but there's no hub here. So when I first got started, I went into the Somnium Space. Like, that was the first real experience of, I'm taking this NFT and it's going from literally just being a static 2D image to having a model that now I am, in all essence, like, it is me. Like, I'm now Dr. Doge in this avatar. Like, this is my personal online identity, if you would. And that's kind of like how it really got started. Minting an alien, of all things, a 3D alien is what started all of this. Like, getting laid off, pandemic, just one little key event after the other happening in a place, that at the time I didn't think really much, I was in a bad place, but coming through there to now, just seeing over the last year, I mean, it's wild, to be honest. Like, I'm still questioning how it's even possible, like how it could have started all of that just from simply minting, this, just a 3D alien in that aspect, just an NFT in general, just being able to take it and like explore the whole digital world is wild.
I honestly thought you had a background in digital creation or animation or something of that nature, because when I saw the content, the first time I saw it was when we did a Chibi Voids co-space, and you guys were teaching us how to better use our 3D avatars and our images, the NFTs itself, because that is probably one of the most unutilized things within our community as well, or just in the NFT space in general. Even the 3D projects, no one's really unlocking the full. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Voids were the first to have the full 3D ones. And I think when yeah, right.
like
Cool.
to every like to that point here. I'll show it a good example. Oh my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm gonna just
No,
switch
it's all good,
avatars
man.
so you can see the face real quick to get an idea here. Let me. All right, that's without the mask, so you could see. I mean, it's a little drastic looking. Don't. My bad. It looks like I've been up all night, but yeah. You can tell, like, it's full facial rigging, the talking, the movement, the eyes, like, they're fully motion capped ready, and that was wild to just really witness for the first time, seeing something come to life like this, just
It's
in
really cool.
general.
You can see how it's even blinking as you're blinking, how you're looking around, your facial expressions. I mean, it's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. And this is not even stuff that like I've done. This goes out to Holiday to create. Like he's a genius when he comes to the models in themselves with the voids. Yeah, there's definitely other 3D projects out there. They're 3D ready. They're capable of stuff, but to the extent of what voids are at right now, there's really not much that's close to it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not even throwing shade. There's a lot that's catching up, and like I love to help people when they get in to learn this stuff because I had no clue about this a year ago, and my eyes are going crazy now. My bad, trackers. But it's like this is all self-taught, and it's like anybody can learn how to do this stuff. You know what I mean? It's watching YouTube tutorials or just kind of getting around and playing with the software, and it really was a game changer seeing what all could be done, and then like witnessing, okay, I could take that from Unity, right? Or going into this 3D software that I've, like you said, I've had no experience with it before. And now it's coming into doing stuff like this, but not even to, like, how can I put it? The advancedness level of that, like where I'm at right now, obviously coming to you in here from VR. I can go back, I could switch back to him. I could switch anything that can be done in a 3D program like software or anything like that, like Unity or Unreal Engine or all of that can literally be done here inside of Neos in game. Like I could pull out right now what you're seeing on the screen is what I'm looking at, what I see through my actual headset. Right?
Okay.
This is what I'm looking at. You have my actual point of view right now. So this is this is it. This is the view of
It,
Dr. Doge and stuff. And it's wild, isn't it? Like it's truly.
yeah, it really is. This is like some futuristic hologram stuff, like your tablets floating up in the sky and everything. This is just really cool. And the first time I saw it again, when you were just basically showing us how to make a Snapchat filter, I was like, oh man, this is the most amazing thing ever. But then I see you, like you had a full world, things are floating around, you're changing outfits and heads. I was like, wait a minute, this is like really, this is next level. And that's why I was under the impression that like you were a professional animator. I really did, because the quality of what you put out, and I'm not just saying this to toot your horn because you're here before me. I can definitely say, as far as Web3 content creation, anything to do with 3D, I would say you're the go-to. I mean, I don't see anything that comes close to what you're putting out.
Dude, I appreciate that a lot. Like I really do. And I've, like I said, I've been learning, man, as I go. I can't take even in all the credit for that because the people that have taught me, and just I've come across people the last few weeks that, like you said, people always say that about my stuff, and they're like, yo, this is pretty awesome and pretty amazing. But it comes down to like I see shit that other people do as well, and it just like blows my mind. And it's like I'm always thankful for when people see what I'm doing, and they feel that kind of way too. So it's just it's pretty awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And in the music videos that you do too, I forget which one it was, where you like you had your whole army basically lined up, and then when like the beat dropped, everyone started moving. I was like, that is the sickest thing I've ever seen. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was.
that right there is it took some time to do, but it's all being done in game, and like I'm surprised even I was able to still do that.
Your play count probably went up 1,000 that day because I just kept repeating it. I was like,
Nice.
this is
Thank
sick.
you, thank you.
Yeah, this is really cool, man. And the thing is, like, I don't the thing I don't understand or really comprehend is with these 3D projects that can do amazing things like this. Everyone's talking about, oh, the metaverse, and potentially, like, you're gonna get there with your whatever stick figure art, right? And
Hmm.
these things are actually ready, good to go, and probably 10 years ahead of time as it is. I don't understand why it doesn't get the attention that it some of these other fly by night things are. Like, what do you think that is with the 3D projects?
I think to be honest, at the moment as it stands, the biggest probably issue is not even, I guess, entry to barrier, but the knowledge. People think that it's, that it's something that's hard to do. They see 3D models, and like, you see a lot of times on Twitter, people say, "Well, I'm not really into playing the games." You know what I mean? That's all just for games, and it's not. Like, they assume that, you have to have this background in 3D knowledge to work with 3D models, right? They get to it, they open up Blender once or twice, and they're like, this is just not for me. So I don't think there's enough, how can I put, awareness of like ease of access that it brings to have a truly fully rigged like 3D model. You don't have to do any modeling, for it with these in general, with the voids, and there's quite a few others that's getting to this point. But what makes us so different is we can literally one click upload to almost anywhere, right? Like, there is no extra rigging done. It's all simplified. So I think when people start, in general, most 3D projects, you have to do some kind of rigging to it. And it's that actual, I think it's almost intimidating to some people that, all right, well, now I've got this 3D model, but what do I do with it? And so that right there is a big issue as to why I think it hasn't picked up yet, right? On top of that, I mean, obviously, you're seeing more and more mainstream people using it. Snoop Dogg, other people taking their 3D mod, however you want to choose that, and going in and really using that IP. But I think it's going to take a lot more of that. I think it's going to take more of people seeing how easy it is to actually, just hop in here and do this right here in Neos in particular, right? If you've got your 3D model, all you need is your model, just GLB, and you can drop it straight into here. No anything, no VR headset needed. You could do this on desktop. You know what I mean, and still be in here and doing it. Which, I mean, obviously not to the extent, moving around, but you would still be in here at this same quality level of stuff on the PC, and it kind of sets it apart. But I don't think everybody realizes that yet. They look at the 3D stuff and they assume, oh, that's like Fortnite, or I'm just buying a skin for this, right? And it's so much bigger than that, because you own it. Once you have it and you take it, it's not just locked to you in that one spot. It's whatever. You can go everywhere, and it's just awareness. To be honest, just awareness on them and what they could truly do, and the ease of being able to use them. Like, it's out there. People are just, I guess, don't realize that yet. And hopefully that changes soon, but that's got to be probably the biggest issue why projects like this just haven't taken off, is simply people not realizing that it's not just for games that these things are used for, right? You could wrap your whole identity around it. A Zoom call. Look what we're doing right now, right? Like, this is not something 5 years ago that could have been done. This is it. That right there, the sheer number of people that don't know, pretty much.
Yeah, it makes sense because I know even as far as Zoom calls and interviews and such like that. Obviously, this is a podcast, and I like to say,
Yep.
I have a face for radio or a face for a podcast because I don't necessarily like to be on camera. And so there's a lot of people like that. The first thing they ask is, "Do I have to come on camera?" It's like, no, you don't have to come on camera. So
Yeah.
something like this, I think, makes that barrier to even do an interview, something like that. It kind of I think of back in the day. I used to watch well, I still watch a lot of football, but Ricky Williams, who was a Saints running back, and he had like social anxiety.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Saints, man. Look, I'm from originally New Orleans, so I mean,
Okay, great. There we
so
go.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and he would do his interviews with the helmet on and everything, and it came out that he had social anxiety disorder. He just didn't want the camera in his face and everything. So a guy like that, who he's got a lot to say. I mean, I've seen some interviews with
Yep.
him, and he's a really deep guy. Just to think, if he was able to basically pop up one of these things and do an interview, what kind of content he could have been able to put out during that time?
100%. It's unreal. And it's like not even for just the voids alone. I know a lot of people, they see and they're like, oh, Dr. Doge is void maxi or whatever. But I mean, it's not. I've learned along my ways, like, this place is huge enough for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just be out here do it alone. There's too many people with these projects, with the 3D things, that are coming in. And it's like, we need that here. Who wants to just run around I spent the better part of almost a year as the only void in VR, trying to, personally get people uploaded one by one, right? And then, like, I mean, it's just been amazing seeing people coming in, seeing them using their models, right? Like seeing the chibis get theirs, popping them up with the filters, the Clonex getting their stuff. Vega Genesis, shout out to homie Vega. Like, he personally rigged his and got it VR ready, and then went through and rigged the other, one of the public clones just for public use. So like, there's so many talented people in this, like this whole space, being able to do stuff like this, and that is a major aspect of it. Like, you hit it on the nail of, you know most of the people that I even know here too, that same way. They don't want to go out there and just throw it up and make, TikTok videos with their faces and stuff like that. It's just not for everybody. But this gives them a whole new way to experience life, right? To get themselves out there. You can't find that nowhere else.
I was reading an article the other day about the metaverse and how millennials are trying to hide themselves and not be social. I'm like, how wrong a statement is that, right? That is not,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, it's not just for millennials. And second of all, it is not about hiding yourself. Some people, this is how they're going to literally find their voice, to talk about the things that matters to them, because otherwise they would have been too intimidated to do it. I mean, social media is a brutal place. Like, there's people that's
Oh,
going to
facts.
criticize your looks, the way you carry yourself, if you stutter or stammer, like all sorts of things, right? So having this, if it makes someone comfortable, and as you said, like how your guy has the tattoo with the Doge, it lets me know that, okay, you identify with the Doge, community, and things like that. You can say,
Think we're having a bit of technical difficulties, gang. One moment, everything will be just fine. Oh, okay. Come back. It is okay. I was making sure it wasn't mine. I was trying to figure out. I got my lightsabers. Pull out anything, pretty much. This place is really, 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 really wild. Really, really wild. Oh, let me see what else we got. I got my Roomba. It does Roomba stuff. Well, like that. Do this. Now I can ride the Roomba. Welcome to the metaverse. I can fly. You do whatever you want. Go through. Fly around. It's truly, and this is just, this is a pretty big world here. This is just one I made. I threw together with a grid space. But, see here. Throw it on there. You can do some crazy stuff. Do here, I can create a whole new world if I wanted to. Let's see. Let me see where we at. There we go. Go to here. Create new world. I can make a straight up, completely just emptied one if I wanted to, and it's just blank canvas of a world. And I could put whatever I wanted to in it, make the whole backgrounds. I could do everything. Let me see. Let me just see here. Go to this, guys. Pop something out here. Let me see. What I will do. Sheesh, I'll do this one. Right here. Got me a nice little orb. Tools. Now we're at the beach. Looks like I can set up a whole, pretty much everything. From the fingertips, you can make whole worlds. This is like the basics, though. See here, undo, go there. Da, 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 da. This is pretty much just like, let me see how I do this mirror to display. Y'all can all see. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff. Skies. Let me see, skies. Let me go. Oh, yeah, The Witcher. We'll go there. Pop into here. Like I said, it's truly insane. Let me see. I'm gonna just go pop out to let's see here. Let me try this. I'm gonna go see something. Give you a nice an idea of kind of there we go. All right, this is pretty awesome. So when it comes to like virtual production stuff, virtual this, anything in here, okay, yeah, it's kind of dark in here, but I could fix that. All right, so check it out right here. I'll just put, I'll throw a few models just to kind of give an idea of what's going on here. Where we at here? Inventory. All right there. All right, so you'll be able to see this too. Now I popped him. I could pop this guy. And like they don't have lights or nothing right now, so I mean, yeah, it'll be nice. I'm about to set up some lights, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And we'll just go and throw the Matrix guy out here too. Matrix Doge. I'll set him like this. I'll set him like this. I'll pop out, what do we need here? Communities. There we go. Lights. A little bit of light just so people could see. And now what I could do is actually take out and bring out a big old sky cam, and I could actually pilot this thing. Let's see here. Cameras. Sky camera. Now, when I come back over here, and I sit and I hit anchor into this, which you'll see, anchor. I'm on this camera now. Like, see right up in here? Well, you can't. I am now attached to this camera system that's right here. And now when I go to its point of view, there we go. Now I can actually control this thing with my hand, like with my actual hands, like it's an actual drone, right? And so now I can go through. Let's say I just want to lock on him. And now I'm over here in the corner controlling like all of this. Yeah. This is wild. But like this is pretty much just like a day in Dr. Doge in the metaverse. And then I'm over here. I said, bam, I'm controlling it all. Even through there with my hands. I'll go left, All right. And it's there. I'm going to just hop up out of it. It's there. Like I said, it is truly wild what can be done. It's nuts. But yep. Like I said, hopefully, man, a lot more people start to really appreciate 3D and the 3D models and what could be done. So Clone X, Matrix Dr. Doge, Real Dr. Doge, and then the Barbarian, which I did some customizing on. Chip. It's pretty wild. Little bracer chips here. But this is the metaverse. Nobody's in here right now. I guess they're all still sleeping. I don't know. Oh, reset that. There we go. Yeah. I need some water.